Hello, everyone. Welcome to the online talk about the future of WhatsApp Business. Great that you are here now. As you know, my name is Erwin van Ginkel. I manage the community of WhatsApp Business professionals on WhatsApp. Where else? And some time ago, a couple of members asked me, well, can you organize an event about the future of WhatsApp? Because that's relevant for all companies in the community. And I had to search for a while to get the best insights from Meta. And then I stumbled across Robert. Robert is the CTO and founder of 360 Dialogue. Welcome, Robert. And I think he has profound insights about Meta. And it's very useful to share them with him and to discuss. That's also the structure of this talk. I called it the talk. I hate webinars, so I called it a talk. And it's one part is the insights from Meta from the hand of Robert from 360 Dialogue. And the second part is an interactive part, and you can get on stage. You can turn on your video and get on stage. If you don't want to, you use the chat Q&A and I will represent your questions. But make it interactive. It's about your questions. And well, let's start and let's get the stage to Robert. Welcome, Robert.
Thank you, Erwin. Yeah. Also, hello to everyone who doesn't know me. I'm Robert, co-founder of 360 Dialogue. And yeah, I'm pretty much since the beginning of WhatsApp for Business active in the ecosystem and the whole space. Yeah, some of you probably know 360 Dialogue. And for those who don't, let me quickly introduce who we are, what we're doing, and why do we have all those insights about Meta. Originally, 360 Dialogue was one of the first partners of Meta in the WhatsApp for Business ecosystem. And yeah, we started very simple, like everybody else, by helping businesses integrate WhatsApp into their solutions of choice. Yeah, and this led us to integrate with many different solutions, work with many different clients in the whole world, and also being very close to Meta. Yeah. As of today, with all the changes ongoing since a few years, we evolved our strategy away from just providing access to WhatsApp, but enabling performance marketing use cases on WhatsApp and helping clients to comply and fulfill the required data strategy of Meta, which I will explain later what this is. Yeah, just to sum this up, we are a partner-centric, ISV-centric organization. Yeah, we do not have an own messaging solution or commerce solution or whatever. We work with what's on the market and help clients to get what they need. But today's topic is future of WhatsApp. Yeah, what's going on and what will happen in the next time. Yeah, I would say starting from end of 2021 or mid of 2022, Meta decided that WhatsApp needs to be an ecosystem similar to other ad ecosystems or user-centric ecosystems which Meta has. Yeah, it means that WhatsApp should not be another SMS where you get a lot of irrelevant messages people just ignore and which basically lowers the quality of the channel. But WhatsApp should stay a high quality channel which people perceive today. Yeah, WhatsApp is used to communicate with their family, their friends, and the inner circle basically of their network. And it should not be disrupted by irrelevant marketing messages or other content, which businesses might bring to the platform. To understand this better, let's look at the timeline. Yeah, we will start from the past, what already happened and what is about to happen. And this will complete the full picture of what's going on at the moment. Yeah, I mentioned already since around mid of 2022, Meta started to shift strategies. And you could see this by introducing a new product, Click to WhatsApp, which basically is an ad which doesn't bring the user to a landing page, but into a WhatsApp channel. Enabling CAPI for WhatsApp. CAPI is a fundamental interface for the ad network of Meta. in order to share first-party data with Meta for feeding their algorithms to do the right optimizations and to have outcome-driven campaigns. Meanwhile, marketing messages have been allowed on WhatsApp, and the first big spam wave rolled over the ecosystem. It even made to the news, to the media and newspapers in India, and made the highest levels of Meta aware of it, where they decided they need to do something about it, to not allow irrelevant content destroy the perceived quality of WhatsApp. And this led into introducing per user marketing limits, which is nothing else that a certain amount of marketing messages can be delivered to a WhatsApp user in a certain time by all businesses in the network. This leads to a known error message, which tells you that this marketing message could not be delivered to a user, and you either have the choice to retry or to exclude this user from your audience. The next step was that service conversations become free, because of course it makes sense to allow certain basic use cases for free on WhatsApp and then make the revenues with, let's say, value-driven marketing content, which is basically the same in other social networks, where basically people and businesses can post for free, but when you want to target users in paid campaigns, you need to pay for it. The next logical step after the per user marketing limits is the marketing message API for WhatsApp. It was introduced as an alpha and beta end of last year. And then basically the result of this was, okay, the idea is nice, but it doesn't work so well because we don't have enough data to determine to whom to deliver a marketing message. And I will share some details later in this talk what this exactly means. But basically, marketing message API for WhatsApp is another way of sending marketing messages with no guaranteed delivery, and the delivery will be determined by Meta algorithms. But since this requires a lot of data, which is not there today, Meta took a step back and is introducing marketing message API Lite, which works similar like the marketing message API via a different API than the WABA API, but follows the regular rate card, so it's not a bidding and auction-based system. And it all has almost a guaranteed delivery, but not in all cases. I will go into the details later as well. And this is where we are now. What is already announced in April, and for some BSP like us in July, where Meta will return to message-based pricing. It's not correct on my slide. It's not per conversation pricing. It's basically a per message pricing for marketing messages. So there will be no 24 hours window anymore. Every marketing message you're gonna send will be charged. And this has just one simple reason. Since it's not about making more revenue marketing messages, I mean, in the end, of course, but since Meta is moving the marketing messages into the marketing message API, which is connected to the ads manager, and the ads manager is an event-driven system, they just needed to translate this format to what the system can process. And they said, yeah, let's take every marketing message as a billable event and treat it the same like everything else on our platform. We have heard already in the US that marketing messages are not allowed. And I will say something about it in a minute. But what is upcoming, that something similar will happen in all other markets. After the switch to marketing message API, and once I would say enough data is gathered, you will not be able to send marketing messages anymore via Cloud API. You will need to use the marketing message API as a default. So the most recent policy updates, which were announced in one of the latest newsletters, also play into this strategy. Meta will restrict further the regular marketing message templates, which just means that if users don't engage with your message, means they reply or they click the link or whatever, your messages will just not get delivered anymore to this user. And this is also related to the high block rate of accounts. and the perceived low quality of many marketing messages which are sent today. And this is just a little intermediate step Meta is doing to, let's say, to get the spam problem into control before Marketing Message API is introduced globally. And the Marketing Message pause in US, I mentioned already. This is just due to the fact that the user numbers, the active users on WhatsApp are growing in the US, and Meta does not want to disturb this process by confronting them with marketing messages, which Meta knows that the majority of it is not relevant to the user at this moment. So to summarize it, the times of bulk messaging are coming to an end. If you have clients, users which are doing it today, those users will need to find a different strategy in the future. How to get to it? I will say something about it in a minute. Meta will enforce clients to send targeted marketing content, and who's not doing it and not sharing the right data with Meta about it will just not get their marketing messages delivered anymore, or will need to pay a very, very high price. In the end, you can see that Meta is transforming the marketing message into an ad which is displayed on the lock screen. Because when you receive a message on WhatsApp, you get a notification on your lock screen. And basically, this is the place which Meta is going to monetize for businesses. And it will go along the same principles which are applied for regular ads, where you basically place your budget, place your audience, you need to share the outcome, and then Meta is going to decide, okay, this message gets delivered to this user and not to the other one. And Meta will also decide about the time and the day when this message is going to be delivered. So basically, the duo of marketing messages and click to WhatsApp will be the future of marketing on WhatsApp, where click to WhatsApp is going to address the problem of scaling the traffic of a channel. Since everybody knows, usually the WhatsApp channels or the use cases on WhatsApp perform well and better than regular landing pages and apps. And the number one problem in the ecosystem is clients are asking, how can I get more users into my channel? Click to WhatsApp will be one of the instruments, and it won't be only Meta which will offer this opportunity. Also, Google launched their Click to WhatsApp program, and we know that, or there are rumors that TikTok is preparing something similar. But I guess you can count on every major ad network gonna have something click to messenger solution to get or to buy traffic and users for your WhatsApp or whatever messaging channel. And the other interface I just mentioned, Marketing Message API, when you want to re-engage with users, which is not a utility or service communication, you will need to use Marketing Message API. And how this is going to work exactly, I will show you. The next step towards Marketing Message API is MM-Lite API, which is almost the same, just with no auction-based system, a fixed price list. And this is the phase where Meta algorithms are going to acquire the needed data for the final Marketing Message API. The beta of it is starting next week. We're going to onboard our first premium partners into this starting from beginning of March. And it has several advantages to jump early on it. First, you make your solution ready for what is the future. I expect that somewhere in this year, probably Meta is going to announce the deprecation of marketing messages on Cloud API. The best feature about Marketing Message API is the promise of Meta that numbers will not get blocked anymore due to marketing messages. We see it from our support. We know it from Meta. Number one problem at the moment are blocked numbers due to some marketing sent outs. And this will be history once a business switches to Marketing Message API. I guess that this will convince many businesses which had this problem or heard about this problem to go for it. And another candy Meta is adding for early adopters is a 10% discount on the regular price list for marketing messages for a limited period. which will be more or less the period of introducing marketing message API. Yeah, the difference to, let's say, how marketing messages are used today is that another API needs to be contacted, and you will not know upfront which users will receive the message, but you will know afterwards. And due to the control of Meta, who gets a message and who not, removes the risk of being blocked, because Meta will just not deliver messages anymore to people which reported your message and say, okay, this is not relevant, or this is spam, or I don't want to see this. Yeah, so it means you will have a lower reach, but the reach you lose was not relevant anyway, because it made your channel being flagged for bad quality or even blocked completely. Then click to WhatsApp. It's an interesting topic which creates lots of problems because on the one side, it's a very early stage product still from Meta. And the same problem like with the marketing message API, that there is not enough data to optimize really. We are introducing Click to WhatsApp to enterprise clients, and we help them together with agencies to implement it end to end. And it's possible to get Click to WhatsApp to perform very, very well. But it takes to have a clear data strategy, to know your audience, and to not do certain mistakes, which are done when you just start with Click to WhatsApp without knowing what needs to be different. Just an example, we see from our data that the audiences which resonate with a WhatsApp channel compared to a landing page are different, which requires to have different style of creatives to target the right users, but also do not start cold on Click to WhatsApp. Always start with a lookalike audience, of an audience where you know they have been in your channel and they converted and they are interested of what you have in your channel. Doing this and refining the audiences, you will get to a decent click to conversation rate, which is in the very beginning very, very bad, like between 1%, 2%, and 3%. But you can get it up to 15 or 20% if you do the right optimization steps. What they are depends very much on the region, on the vertical, and on the product. And we are now collecting best practices together with our agency partners, what to do for which vertical and region in order to get to in a deterministic way to a good performance on Click to WhatsApp. Yeah, what does it mean? I mentioned already the data strategy. The main difference due to all the changes which Meta is introducing is that every client will need a data strategy. What does it mean? A client needs to know which is the audience which needs to come to my WhatsApp channel and which is buying, clicking, or converting, whatever the use case is. Those insights and this data needs to be shared with Meta. I mentioned in marketing message API, it will be a pure outcome-based system. So when you send marketing messages or Meta delivers marketing messages, Meta will expect that the client tells them what was the outcome of this campaign. And based on this, the price for the next campaign and also the audience for the next campaign will be determined. A business which is not sharing any data with Meta can expect that less and less messages will get delivered, and the price for the delivered messages will be higher and higher, which is basically the same with every other ad format which exists. But if the data is shared with Meta, Meta knows the exact outcome, the algorithm can optimize for this. And this will result in better prices and a better ROAS in the end, since it can be seen like an advertisement. And the same is for Click to WhatsApp. This means that every client needs to be connected to Conversion API, Marketing Message API, probably Insights API at Meta in order to share this. And the same applies for Google. Google also has different APIs which have a similar function, and probably every other ad network which will be used by the client in order to increase the traffic and the revenues on WhatsApp. What is our role here? I mentioned already we are independent. We are the first independent measurement partner of Meta. Independent means that we are not tied to any solution, but many solutions are integrated with us. Clients of those solutions, which are supported, get everything they need to have a data strategy which is shareable with Meta. It works with any solution out there. That's why I said it's independent. And it gives the quick answer to the client, which just want to start and see and explore and check how it works and not being left behind. Of course, there will be tools which will have this built in-house and integrated. That's fine. But talking to agencies, an independent measurement ecosystem is needed, like you have it already for app and web, because if certain budgets in marketing are exceeded, an independent measurement solution is just a requirement. Meta sees it as well and is trying to establish a new partner category just for measurement and analytics of Messenger and WhatsApp data. Yeah, what does it mean for solution providers? And a solution provider can be everyone who is helping clients implementing a use case on WhatsApp, agency, software tool, commerce solution, or whatever you can imagine. It will be required for them to help the client to implement a data strategy around the solution, to connect to the right Meta APIs, to share the insights so Meta can start optimizing. It needs to be somehow connected and share data with the different ad formats at Meta, Google, TikTok, and maybe other ad networks in the future. And additionally, there need to be integrations to third-party systems like shop systems or CRM systems, where actually the conversions happen, and the revenue events are accounted. And for this, it's a decision like in every other case in business. It will be a build or buy decision. Yeah, so as a solution provider, you will have the choice to integrate with independent measurement tools, yeah, like we are building, or to integrate it into your solution and just work with the customers which are fine with a non-independent solution. But there is no other choice. You will have one or the other, or you will be out of the marketing game on WhatsApp. And how it works, you can just look at how does it work for web and app. You have exactly this kind of ecosystem. There are a couple of independent measurement solutions, and all other marketing automation, commerce, and whatever solutions you find there are integrated to them to give their client an independent and objective view on the performance of their channel. Yeah, this was a quick summary of what's going on and in which direction everything is heading. And I would say let's go to the interactive part and go through the questions.
Thank you very much, Robert. I changed the setting in the software settings, so the stage is open for everyone. So if you are willing to turn on stage to ask Robert your personal question, there is an icon. I don't know how to describe it, but you should see it now, and you can enter the stage. That's one thing. If you are on the stage and you are talking, asking your question, please introduce yourself. My name is Erwin van Ginkel from, and then ask your question. But we also have in the Q&A a lot of questions. Richard asks, how does Meta, I do it start live. How does Meta value utility-based operations on WhatsApp compared to marketing-based operations?
Yeah, I think it's not really comparable. For Meta, everything has the same importance because it has a different function. Service and utility are needed to have the bread and butter business on WhatsApp. Yeah, you have a use case, you need to send notification status updates, you want to help customers, you want to have conversations with customers. And then the marketing is to sell something. Yeah, and with this to sell something use case, Meta wants to make sure people don't get disturbed, annoyed, and just get relevant content. So you can't say that one is more important than the other. I would say it goes hand in hand. Yeah, you do let's take a food delivery. Somebody orders food. You send some utility messages to update on the delivery. Maybe you do a survey after the delivery. But then at some point when you want to retarget, you go to marketing. And this is the whole, let's say, customer life cycle.
Okay. Thanks. There is another question. And that one is from Ajup, when I speak it well. His question is, will it be possible to use the same phone number for the MM API and Cloud API? If possible, MM API will avoid getting blocked, but what about the utility or other message categories sent via Cloud API? Is it still possible to get spammed and blocked by them?
Okay, let's go one by one. Yeah, of course, when a marketing message is sent, it's sent from the same number like the Cloud API number. So when you use marketing message API, you always use it on top of a WABA. And yes, the number can still get blocked if you spam someone with utility messages and they report the number, then the number also gets flagged and blocked at some point. But looking at the reasons for blocking today, I would say more than 90% is blocked due to marketing messages. And there are very, very rare cases where the blocks happen due to a different message category. Also, I think that Meta might do something about the thresholds, because today the threshold is very, very low. And with threshold, I mean the amount of people which report a message is very, very low. And I think this might be raised when marketing messages are not delivered directly anymore.
In that case, we have another question in line. Any guess how many messages will be delivered to a user before he won't get any messages, marketing messages anymore?
Well, I don't know the number because this Meta is not sharing. They are keeping it internal. But you can assume there won't be many messages. When you have no engagement, it can be after the first one, but it can also be after some other number of messages. And it does not mean that Meta will never deliver something again. It's like with ads. When they see somebody's not reacting to an ad, it gets shown less and less, but at some point it will be shown again. And when then an engagement happens, you will be back in the game. But it's very hard to say how the algorithms will Meta.
Okay, thanks. Stan, on free messages, let us say a customer engages with a chatbot that is integrated to Business Core CRM. Is that still considered a free conversation? Hey, Robert. Yeah, you're back on stage.
Yeah, I'm back. I had a connection problem, but I guess you should hear me again.
Yeah. There was a question on free messages. Let us say a customer engages with a chatbot that is integrated to Business Core CRM. Is that still considered a free conversation? So some information about the rates.
Okay. I should be back. Let's move on.
Yeah, there is someone asks if someone engages with a chatbot that is integrated to a CRM. Is that a free conversation in the future, or how does that work?
When the conversation is started by the user, then it's a service communication, and this will be for free.
Okay. All right, then we have a question from Richard. Richard, do you have any further insights on the message template categorization process? Getting utility-based messages to actually be seen as utility can be challenging.
Yeah, I don't have any insights on this process. This is, again, something which Meta keeps internal. But since Meta is interested to monetize marketing messages, they are very strict on the categorization, and they are just changing the categories when they think it's not a utility message but a marketing message. I think over time the algorithms of Meta will get better. It's also a question of the amount of data they have, but I don't have any further insights on that.
Okay. Sagar says, first one from Sid. Do you think the cloud API will require data sharing as well in the future?
It doesn't look like today, because everything what requires data sharing, Meta is starting to move it away from the cloud API. But you never know. Meta always sometimes has some surprises, but for the moment it doesn't look like that.
Okay, and then we have a question, thank you, from Sagar. Could you share some plans on Meta's coexistence? And do we expect to work differently in any way from existing cloud APIs?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the coexistence is released right now. And as far as I know, you can just use it via a VABA, like a regular VABA, with some differences, which are described in the docs. But I think it's available right now. You can. I know there was a bug last week which prevented it from working, but now it should be available to everyone.
Okay. Thank you. This one is from Richard. How does the traffic of marketing messages received by a user from other organizations affect the delivery of your messages to them? E.g., if that user receives 2 marketing messages from other companies, will yours be blocked?
Today, this can happen. There is this limit, this per user limit on marketing messages, which means during a certain time frame, only a limited amount of marketing messages are going to be delivered to the user. But with Marketing Message API, this will not be the case anymore, because Meta will not deliver based on a limit. Meta will deliver based on the probability of success. So if Meta sees that your marketing messages usually convert better or have better interaction rates with the users, your messages will be more likely delivered than the messages from somebody else. Yeah. So this means, translated, send less but more relevant messages, and you will have a higher delivery rate.
There is a question about someone who is entering the stage. Yeah, this is Mark.
Hi, Erwin. Robert, thank you very much for this insights. I have 2 questions. For example, I have a form on my website where the user enters his phone number, and now we connect to them via WhatsApp push message 60 seconds later. Will this be possible in the future?
When it's a marketing message, this will be difficult. Mm-hmm. In case you get this via utility, then it will be still possible.
Okay. Could be an appointment considered as utility message?
Is the appointment already made at this point?
No. The workflow is the user has interesting and the product, enters his contact details in the website, and then he gets a message, and then an AI bot jumps in and tries to make an appointment with him.
Okay. It's hard to answer just like that, because as I said, we don't know exactly how Meta categorizes the messages. I would try to register this appointment booking as a utility and see if it goes through. Okay. If it doesn't work, then the only strategy which will work is, instead of letting the user filling out a form on the website, bringing him to the channel directly.
Yeah, that could also be. Okay, thank you. Then one question more, please. For example, we have, I don't know, like let's say 1,000 leads in an Excel file that are, we have collected them. They are our clients. we have we are allowed to send the marketing messages, like a newsletter, for example. How will this work in the future?
It will work via Marketing Message API. And I already heard rumors that for the newsletter case, there will be maybe a different method where you can guarantee the delivery. It's not confirmed. Yeah, but for sure it will be on the short term. If you work with Excel lists, I would not send marketing templates, because users very often don't remember they gave an opt-in in the past when they didn't give it on WhatsApp. And this is basically a guaranteed way to get the number blocked. So if you want to work with those lists, switch to Marketing Message API Lite, and do it via this way. Then you might not get delivered it to everyone, but you will not get your number blocked as well.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, everyone else who is willing to enter the stage, very welcome. I have a question from Bulakia. Does the change of process between the Cloud API and the MM API changes something for a platform like 360 Dialog?
Yes, it changes the process of integrating, because it's not enough to integrate with Cloud API only anymore. Several other APIs need to be integrated. And for the ISV, it means at least the Marketing Message API or Marketing Message API Lite. All the other APIs which are needed for data sharing, we have in our 360 Pilot product, which does the measurement and the connection to Meta. There, nothing needs to be done anymore. This will be taken care by us.
Thanks. Fernando, any update on WebViews? When is it going to be available?
I don't have any updates about WebView today, but I could check with the corresponding teams and ask Meta or our teams when it will be available.
All right, thanks. Kevin has a question about, can you repeat the click-to-chat open rates?
Sure. Yeah. So what we see when you have a cold start means the marketer just switches on a click-to-WhatsApp campaign without any audiences and data to feed into Meta. Then you will see rates between 1% and 5% of click-to-conversation. And this is usually not enough to get to a positive ROAS. But you can optimize it with the right data strategy up to 15, 20, or 25%, what we have already seen.
Okay, thank you. A question from Guillermo Rocha. Will messages that are not delivered in Lite API be charged?
No, they will not be charged.
Thank you. Sid de Wet. Where can we get access to the information from Meta on future developments and upcoming changes? Yeah, so we at 360 Dialog started this year to share upcoming changes after aligning with Meta, of course, upfront. Yeah, we are doing regularly webinars and but also videos. We just inform our partner base before Meta announces it officially. Just because we have seen when the announcement comes too late, it usually takes some time to do some integration work or to adapt the solution to it. And we want to give our ISVs more time of doing it. So this is how we are doing it. Besides, let's say, other channels than 360 Dialog, I don't know how to get it. I know that other BSPs usually don't share this because it's not a focus topic for them. And also, I must say, not every partner of Meta knows it upfront, because you usually only know it when you work with Meta together to develop it. And we are engaged with many product teams at Meta, and that's why we usually know a little bit before, up to 1 year before something happens. Thanks. I have another question from Kevin. Will it still be possible to send WhatsApp bulk broadcast marketing messages via the WhatsApp MM API?
Basically, yes, but you don't know what gets delivered from it. This will be decided by Meta based on the past engagement and the first-party data which was shared by the client.
Okay, thank you. Davey, what are the specifics of interacting with a message? Do they have to interact with your buttons within a specific time?
Yeah, the interaction which Meta can see out of the box was a conversation started based on a marketing message. That's it. They don't know anything more. Everything else, if in the conversation any buttons were clicked, links were clicked, some conversion happened, this needs to be shared with Meta by the client by connecting to, like, Conversion API is the first address to go, where you can report lead signals, conversion signals, and over time, many more. I know that on Facebook Messenger, there are, I think, 6 or 7 different categories of signals which you can share about the conversation. And based on this, Meta is going to decide what happens with future messages to this user.
Yeah, I got noticed about a question of Kirsten, but I can't find it. I'll come back to that later. Jan, do you know use cases in Europe where Click to WhatsApp has delivered good results? As we tried a lot, but with no results in Belgium and the Netherlands.
Yes, we have several use cases where, especially also with our retailers we work, but also in other industries, where we deliver the right CPA or conversion costs. But it required a lot of work and data strategy, yeah, which made sense and which delivered the right audiences in the end. So what I can just offer, I mean, this is an offer to all our partners. We can look at specific cases and advise what to do, or we can just enable also our measurement product for the client and show what's not working in the funnel and what can be done in order to improve the performance of a click to WhatsApp campaign. But nevertheless, we don't recommend to have a cold start. Usually, traffic, we acquire, we build the first audiences, and then we. And this performs usually way better than when you just turn on Click to WhatsApp.
Mark?
Yes, thank you very much. I have another question. Robert, you told something about that. I don't know if Robert is still here. Well, maybe let's wait a second. You are muted, Erwin.
Yeah, sorry, I said you can continue, but Robert is
okay.
on stage again.
Well, okay. One more question. You told before that the marketing messages will be switched to each message to pay. What if, for example, a fitness studio, a gym sends out a message, hey, come to our training, for example. It's a marketing message. Then the recipient answers with the question, okay, when can I come? You told that the 24 hours window will be removed. So can I answer them then? Is it then a service-based message initiated by the user, or how is that be handled then?
Yeah, okay, let me describe it more precisely. This per message pricing only applies to marketing templates. So when the user replies, the user opens a service conversation and you can just chat with the user. But when you send another marketing template within this conversation, you need to pay for it.
Ah, okay, got it. So the first marketing message costs, of course, then the user replies, and then I can chat with him. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
This applies to those cases where we also see this with some clients. They do one send out at one day, and within 24 hours, they do a second send out, which is not charged today, because the marketing message itself opens the 24 hours window. This will be not the case anymore. Okay. After July or after April, depending on which BSP you're using.
Okay, great. Oh, then another question. Will your nice solution be available for testing to connect to the APIs?
Yes, like for the APIs, it will be available starting from next month. Yeah, we start with a smaller group of our premium partners, but we will roll it out very, very quickly to the entire partner base because it brings a lot of advantages. And the data solution is at the moment in a closed beta, but we will also open it to clients of our partners. And we will also introduce a certified data partner program where we make sure that all the needed APIs and integrations are supported by a solution. So a client can just start with marketing, click to WhatsApp, or whatever the use case and desires of the client need.
Okay, that means that I need to choose then a WhatsApp service provider that works with 360 Dialog, because you previously told that it's independent, so accessible for everyone.
I mean, nobody has to choose us, of course. Yeah, but I would say on this topic at this moment, we are very far advanced. We know what to do. We are already integrated with everything what's needed at Meta, and we are developing this narrative together with Meta since 2.5 years. I think from 1 year from now, you will have alternative measurement solutions, like you also have for other channels. Mm-hmm. And I think there will be 2, 3, 4 dominating solutions, and every messaging or marketing tool is going to support them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, maybe I misexplained me. For example, do I need to go with a chat solution provider like SuperChat or Chatwerk that are using 360 Dialog, or can I just use any chat provider that uses the cloud API, for example?
If you want to start today, you need to go with one of our partners, but there's another feature we are developing with Meta, and this is called VABA sharing. Very soon, we will be able to access any VABA with any BSP with our measurement solution. There is no need to migrate VABAs anymore, or to basically stick to one BSP. Like, the ecosystem will be opened up completely. But this is probably something for a separate webinar, but this will be one of the next announcements we're going to do with Meta together.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. There are also questions. Do you have a couple of minutes more? Because I have still a couple of questions.
Sure.
Yeah, I have from Ayub, and there was another one too. It's about the Groups API. It's called, do you have any information on whether the WhatsApp API will support creating groups and creating channels in the future? And that's one. And the other one is also about, Kevin, what's your expectations for the WhatsApp Group API in the 360 Dialog part of the alpha testing program?
I know that there is, I don't know if it's alpha or beta for groups, but we didn't prioritize it since it's, we don't think it's very useful for the marketing narrative. But if a partner of ours thinks this is very relevant for them, they can just notify us, and we're going to organize access to this beta or alpha when it's still open from Meta side. But I think it will be generally available very soon anyway. Yeah, but I don't have specific information about this.
Thank you. Rufens, what about the new calendars in the WhatsApp flows? Do you know about that?
Oh, this is a very detailed question. I would need to look it up. Yeah, so I don't know at this moment.
No, that's okay. This one is from Matthias. Just to confirm what Mark asked, will it not be possible to send marketing messages to leads who have just filled out a form on our website to schedule an appointment also with the MM API?
No, it will be possible. It's just a question if it works for the use case, because you will not know if it gets delivered. And with marketing message API, you will not know also not only if it will be delivered, but also when it will be delivered. So we need to see what happens with those use cases, and we're going to speak with Meta about this. Also I've seen a question about the leaflet use cases, which the retailers are doing. We are in contact with Meta. What does it mean for those use cases, and how can they be still function in the future? And I'm sure there will be one or another solution for that. Yeah, but at the moment, I think it's too early to really know how it will look like.
One is about payments. When do you expect Meta to expand native payments beyond India and Singapore?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't have any timeline here. Yeah, I know Meta is working on it, but I mean, beside India, Singapore, we also have Brazil where it's available. But there is no information about this at this moment. What happens in other regions?
Thank you, Jonathan. If we are in a service conversation and the user leaves the chat, is a reminder to answer considered a marketing message? How is that defined? I think Robert has a connection issue. He's again on the stage. Yes.
Sorry, I'm getting thrown out all the time. Yeah, but I've seen the question. We need to define what does it mean leave the chat. Yeah, when you are in a conversation with the user, you have the 24-hour window, and in this window you can send whatever you think is right. Yeah, when the user doesn't answer for 5 hours and you are still in the window, you can just send a message, hey, do you need any other help? Did you understand the question, or whatever you want to send the user to remind the user to reply. You don't need to use a marketing message inside the 24-hour window. If the 24-hour window is over, yeah, probably you will need to use a marketing message to open it again. I cannot hear you, Erwin.
My fault. I turned off my microphone. Jan is asking, do you know if there are coming also new features to the normal WhatsApp business, not the API? So I think he's mentioning about referring to the WhatsApp business app.
No, I don't know, but it seems like also due to coexistence that you will have a similar feature set like on Cloud API in the future, just with the difference that on the business app, certain things are for free. But I don't know the exact plans of Meta here.
Okay, and this is in line with this question. It's from Mark. Regarding the coexistence API, any idea when it will be available in Europe and especially Germany?
I'm not aware of any restrictions by regions, but
so far there are, as far as I know. That's only available in certain regions.
Okay, no, but then it's a GDPR topic. It's usually Europe takes longer because the regulation is more strict. It's the same reason why payments are not tested in Europe yet, really. And usually there is no timeline on this. So when the lawyers finish their work, it will be available in Europe.
Okay, that sounds logic. How about sending a triggered WhatsApp marketing template message and trigger a WhatsApp flow after they respond from the marketing templates message, especially the delivery of marketing messages as discussed before with Mark?
I'm not sure what the question is here.
No, that's a good one. Yeah, there he is.
You can explain a little bit, Robert. So thank you for the information so far. What we are doing for customers is we set up a campaign, like they have a web form on the website. Someone fills in that form, we trigger a WhatsApp marketing template message, and it has a quick reply button inside. And behind the template message, we build a flow for them. So if they hit yes or no, the flow will start. But with the delivery, the marketing message API, yeah, we're not sure if that message is delivered anymore. So I'm also curious if the marketing template can still be sent through the Cloud API and not the marketing messages API.
For some time, it will be possible, like to use both in parallel, but there will be a deprecation of the marketing templates on Cloud API at some point. So then it will be not possible anymore.
All right, that's my mic again. I think we have had most of the questions. I'm looking through the chat now. All right. I think we've had it, Robert. I think it was very useful. Let me see if there is a last question here. No, Kevin said thank you. Well, thank you for from my side too, Robert. As I said to you, I was looking for insights from Meta, and I think this online talk has been very useful. So thank you very much. To the audience who's still available, we have tomorrow. We have an informal gathering about WhatsApp banking. I don't know much about WhatsApp banking. But there are people in the world, and I gather them around. So if you are willing to join, go to the community, join the group WhatsApp Banking, and I'll share a link. And well, it remains to me. Thank you very much, Robert. Is there a word from your side?
No, I also want to say thank you for having this session with me. And yeah, we as 360 are also interested that this ecosystem is educated. So we can also repeat this after some while, when there are new significant updates. And yeah, in the end, I just want to make everyone aware we are in an early ecosystem. We are all part of it. And it's about us, what will be about it and how it will grow in the next years. I think the potential is enormous. And now the right steps need to be taken so that it stays valuable for its users. And then I think we all have a bright future in front of us.
Thank you. A nice word to conclude. Okay, I'm going to close this webinar. For those who are there, thanks for all the chats which are thanking us: Kirsten, Ezekiel, Bulakia, Mark, Ayub, Jan. Well, much appreciation, Robert, from the chat. So yeah, well, it was great, and I'm looking forward to do another one in the future. Bye-bye, everyone.